14 races remain in the 5th season of the Trinity River Cup Series. With 14 left, we arrive here in the Pocono Mountains in eastern Pennsylvania at the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond. This is the Pennsylvania 400. This track previously hosting the 4th of July weekend here on the calendar. That honor now going to the Chicagoland Speedway, and that track's return one final time to the season. But 32 laps today around this 2.5 mile racetrack, and it's going to be an interesting one here at Pocono. Braden Perez comes in leading the championship standings, 446 points towards the championship, 5 ahead of Elijah Gordon, 9 ahead of Chase Buck, 18 ahead of Eric Monaco, 25 ahead of both Sebastian Kukulon and John Andrews, 28 ahead of both Roberto Crown Jr. and Alex Lozano, 31 ahead of Jacob Thibodeau, and rounding out the top 10, Scott Upton, 35 points behind Braden Perez. The last driver within a race worth of points coming into this one is in 13th place, Brad Stover, 40 points behind Perez. Let's get these cars rolling out of the pit road here at Pocono. It is Trey Smith on the pole position, starting alongside Mitchell Henderson in the 53. Both of them won the only 2 super speedway races, at least on restrictor plate tracks this year. But another 2.5 miler today. They're looking to get it done from the front row, starting in row number 2. Priya McShane is riding a winning streak that goes back to Homestead at the end of August 1 year ago, starting alongside Dale Lightning, who still has not won a Trinity River Cup race since November of 2020. Row 3, we find Trey Wright in number 95. He starts this one alongside the 97 of Colin Teague. In row number 4, we find Paul Antoine Cyr, that Logan Sport Renault, starting alongside Dover winner Brad Stover. Rounding out the top 10, we find Caleb Rose, who still is looking for his first win of the season. Same for Kanan Biller, who starts on the outside. He's won 6 races in his Trinity River Cup Series career. Well, we're just about ready to get going here at Pocono. Again, 32 laps around this 2.5 mile racetrack, so about 80 miles today will be run. We are absolutely looking forward to it today. Trey Smith has never won at Pocono. The winners here at Pocono in the series past: Nick Kennedy, Darian Arnsdorf, Brad Crawford, Thomas Truxell. Truxell starting on the inside here. See if he can maybe make his way up there and go back to back. He is starting from the 11th position. Pace car goes into the pits, and we are green flag racing at the Tricky Triangle. Wow, Wright's going to come into the pits right off the bat. And Trey Smith is going to come around and lead lap number 1 here at Pocono. So Wright already coming down into the pits, wondering what in the world happened to that 95. But on to lap number 2 we go. McShane 2nd, Cyr 3rd, Rose 4th, Henderson 5th, Biller, Truxell, Lightning, Upton, and Teague round out the top 10 for the time being. Headed down Long Pond straightaway, and somebody else is blowing up back there. Oh my goodness. Who is that? Is that the 82? That's Kukulon. Yes, it is. Sebastian Kukulon, the 82, the Hershey's Toyota, blowing up immediately on lap number 2. And he'll get to the inside, and everybody else will be able to get by. A caution will not come out on that one. Priya McShane still in the second position, side by side behind as Caleb Rose gets around the 7 of Sear. Sear now in a battle with Kanan Biller as Priya McShane. Here we go, down the inside looking for the lead. And McShane's going to get that spot from Smith. So just to make sure Kukulon's going to make it back to the pits safely, we will not have a caution. And it is a header gone on that number 82. And so Kukulon, 5th in the championship standings coming in. Only 25 behind points leader Braden Perez is going to have a hole to dig himself out of. Perez is running in the 14th position right now, so a fantastic start for the points leader so far. Sounds like somebody else just came out of the pits. Oh, that's right. That was right, going into turn number 1. So Caleb Rose has caught Priya McShane up front for the race lead. See if that 15 can maybe get around the 91. McShane has yet to score a win this year. Same for Caleb Rose. Trey Smith, winner of the Daytona 500, and started on the pole in this race. Paul Antoine Sierra has never won in his career. Dale Lightning hasn't won since Chicagoland in 2020. The closer of the second season of competition. Kanan Biller there has not won yet this year. As for the race lead, here comes Caleb Rose down to the inside. Team Velocitar went to victory lane at this very racetrack 1 year ago, and that 15 Caleb Rose looking to do it again for the boss man. His teammate Thomas Troxel, who won 1 year ago, now over at Pacific Hamel Racing. On to lap number 5 we go. Trey Smith's going to go for a run heading off into 1. He's got Dale Lightning with him down low, 2x2 up front. Rose tries to fight back on that outside, headed down Long Pond straightaway. And into the third turn, still side by side, heading off into that 90-degree corner. And Smith is going to stretch ahead of Rose. They head down the chute. Lightning's going to take a look to the inside of Rose, heading into 3. And oh, baby, that got tight back there. I think I saw Max Sterling back in that mix. It was very, very tight on corner entry. Onto the main straightaway, Trey Smith's going to lead another lap here at Pocono. As side by side for second between Dale Lightning and Caleb Rose. Sear now goes to the inside of Alejandro Cruz Jr. Cruz tried to cut off that 7 to get to the inside of the 15. Not able to. And this only being a 32-lap race, we're expecting it to only be a one-stopper. We'll have to see when. Everybody will come down into the pits. Up front for the race lead, there goes Dale Lightning around the 10 of Trey Smith. A lot of lead changes here early on. Very good racing so far here at Pocono. On to lap number 7. This time around is Caleb Rose down to the inside of Trey Smith. Rose coming into this one 30th in the championship standings. Trey Smith comes into this race 35th in the championship standings. Dale Lightning comes in to this one 21st, actually. So Dale Lightning looking to have a good points day. Another guy who was back there in the championship standings 1 week ago, Brock Nelson, went to victory lane at Gateway, climbed all the way up from 25th to 18th. So Lightning looking to perform a similar feat and catch up to the championship leaders as things have tightened up top, both on the racetrack and in the points this season. Caleb Rose tried to go for a dive, not able to. Bad corner entry there for Caleb Rose. Dale Lightning now with a sizable gap ahead of that 15. It'll be about half a second. Things you can see have calmed down further back as well. Last year's winner of this race, there's Thomas Troxel in the 62. Getting down to the inside of Priya McShane. That should move that 62 up into the top 10, actually. It's up front. Well, it's for second, actually. Lightning is so far ahead that I thought that was for the lead for a moment, but no, it's for second. Roberta Crown Jr. got around the 15 of Caleb Rose, and now Crown's going to go for a run on Lightning, heading off into 3. But is not going to be able to get there for the time being. So Lightning will pull back ahead of that 3 and onto the main straightaway once again. Still hearing Trey Wright ahead of this group. He's the last car on the lead lap. Remember, he had to come down for that unscheduled stop on lap number 1. 3 wide, heading off into that corner. Kyle McLeese in the middle, Alejandro Cruz Jr. on the bottom. Caleb Rose was on top. He slips back to the 5th position. Colin Teague back in that 6th spot. Then Smith, Upton, Truxell, and Ace Garcia and Kanan Biller are side by side for that 10th spot. See who's going to get it as they head off into the tunnel corner. So that Garcia is going to make that outside work. To the outside lane. Becoming the lane to be in for the first 2 corners, but still in turn 3. Inside lane dominant as ever, although it looked fairly equal that time through. So on to lap number 10 we go. Dale Lightning continues to lead. Roberta Crown Jr. closing in up front, though. On the back of that 5 is Kyle McLeese is in the 3rd position, trying to push the Chevrolet of Crown through. And here comes Crown going to the inside, and they're going to take the lead. Oh, Roberta Crown Jr. into the primary position here in the Poconos. Now, defending vice champion Kyle McLeese looking to take that 2nd spot away from Dale Lightning. McLeese comes into this race deeper in the championship standings than he would like. That's for sure. 26th coming in. He led the championship standings coming into Pocono 1 year ago. And it's not been the season that McLeese has hoped for, trying to get that back the championship that he lost 1 year ago by 3 points to Nicholas Samadio. Samadio, by the way, has been climbing the championship standings. He was last at one point. He's now 29th in the championship standings, and Samadio is running in the 17th position at the moment. And there he is, just in behind Iowa winner Brandon Hayes. Last year's winner of this race, Thomas Truxell, there on the outside of Kanan Biller. Of course, last year's race was 40 laps, and this one 32, so Truxell slipping back on that outside. That's not what you want to be doing here. It's a very difficult track to overtake on already, but the lessened amount of laps, it's not anybody's race this year. And more than likely, it's going to probably go caution-free. It's been caution-free so far through the first 11 laps. And, well, since Season 2, we haven't had a caution here at Pocono. Always tends to be one of the cleaner racetracks we come to. Is Kyle McLeese going for a run to the inside of Roberta Crown Jr., heading off into that tunnel turn. And making that inside work down the short chute. And heading off into that 3rd turn, McLeese is going to make it work. So the Logitech Renault of Kyle McLeese is going to move into the race lead. His teammate, Max Sterling, his rookie teammate, won the World 600 just a couple of weeks ago at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kyle McLeese, I know, dejected, but he wasn't the first Logan Sport car to win. Same for Paul Antoine Sierra, a couple of veterans there, and Max Sterling a rookie. But it was a good feat for Sterling. The other Logitech car in the field, you saw Crowd go for a run down to the inside of McLeese. Wasn't able to make it work. There's Max Sterling. He's cracked the top 10 there, just in behind Caleb Rose, running in that 10th position. And now Dale Lightning's going to go for a run to the inside. And typically the next time through here, the start of lap 14, is when we see the drivers first come down into the pits. However, this only being a one-stop race today, they can kind of stretch out their run a little further this year. So We'll have to see when the first taker's going to be. Singled out through the first several positions. Here's Troxel going for a run down to the inside of 11th place Kanan Biller. Not able to make that move. Not able to get down there for the time being. John Andrews, though, going to get to the inside of Paul-Antoine Cyr. That's for 13th. And a huge dive by Atlanta winner Andrews. He's going to move right into that position. What a dive for 13th. Sam Adio's going to get 14th just because Cyr's momentum was slowed down so much with Andrews making that dive. Running an average speed of 171.537 miles per hour. The fastest car on the racetrack, Chase Harris, in the 54, who's running in the 18th position right now. So shout out to Chase Harris. Comes in last in the championship standings. Very solid run so far, but he gets passed. He's going to get passed by the third fastest car on the track. William Brock ran a 51.520. Harris ran a 51.404. So we're coming around to start lap 16, and here we are going to see the first drivers come into the pits. Oh boy. This makes you wonder. Who's going to be good to the end? Is this going to be fuel mileage? Oh, Zeidel's going to almost hit that pit wall. Goodness sakes. Thank goodness he didn't. There's really no excuse to. It's a very, very wide pit road. The vast majority of the field stayed out. So, looks like about 10 cars came into the pits this time. So, we'll see who wins the race off from the pit road of this group. There's a very good chance that they might win the race. I think whoever comes out here first, it's going to be Dale Lightning ahead of Caleb Rose, Trey Smith, Max Sterling, Eric Monaco, the top 5 out of the pits. And here comes the vast majority of everybody else. Braden Perez is going to stay out an extra lap. That's going to be good for the championship. He'll get a bonus point. But he's the only one to stay out. Eric Monaco, Eric Monaco, 4th in the championship coming in, excuse me. He was one of the first to come in, as was Elijah Gordon, who comes in 2nd in the championship standings. He's 5 points behind Braden Perez. So it makes you wonder. We're already seeing some drivers come out of their pit stalls. Kyle McLeese, a great stop there, and he's going to stay ahead of this group. But is he going to be ahead of the first group as they scream down the main straightaway? Dale Lightning in the 5, right there into turn number 1, trying to chase down the 27 of Kyle McLeese. He's not completely got up to speed as they head down Long Pond straightaway. And Braden Perez, by the way, has made his way into the pit road. So ideally, he should be good on this one stop for the rest of the way. And I wonder about that first group, though. Are they going to be able to make it the entire rest of the way? Trey Wright's coming down for a second stop. Remember, he came down on lap number 1. The end of lap number 1, actually. And there's Dale Lightning going down to the inside and what will be into the race lead as he gets around Kyle McLeese. And Braden Perez still in the pits. I don't know if that's going to have paid off at all. That was not a good call on the pit road. It'll take him a bit to get up to speed. As Justin Zeidel gets around him, and Zeidel is running, or was running, in the 22nd position. There's his teammate Thomas Troxel, who was 23rd, so Perez falls all the way back to, I guess, about 22nd, 23rd spot. So the leader this time around is going to be Dale Lightning ahead of Kyle McLeese. Then Caleb Rose, Roberto Crown Jr., Trey Smith, Max Sterling, Eric Monaco, and Elijah Gordon. That's going to be the top 10 here with 15 laps to go here at Pocono. 14 laps to go, excuse me, as we start lap 19. Hey, 19 of 32 in the race, 19 of 32 in the season. Something funny about that. I don't know what it is. But Dale Lightning leads the way. He had a half-second lead at the line, heading off into turn 2 now. McLeese trying to close in, though, in that Logitech Renault for Logan Sport. Oh, he's got a big run heading down to the inside, heading into that third turn. This is where you absolutely want to be on that inside. But again, we've kind of seen the drivers able to make that outside work with these new cars. And Lightning's going to do that again. Not something you're accustomed to when you come to Pocono, but Lightning making it work. So these top two have pulled away. Now the battle for fourth is on between Roberto Crown Jr. and Trey Smith, as we're at 13 laps to go here in the Pennsylvania 400 at Pocono. And by the way, Braden Perez, he stayed out that extra lap. He got a bonus point towards the championship, but at what cost? His tires still have not rubbered in, and there he is getting passed by the 24 of Anthony McClure and his teammate Jacob Thibodeau. He's going to slip all the way almost outside the top 30. And now as Marty Sekela gets around, he will slip outside the top 30. So again, got a bonus point towards the championship, but at what cost? He lost about 13 spots in that cycle. So now 12 laps remain here at Pocono. Dale Lightning leads, looking to end the winless streak. The long-publicized dry spell that dates back to November of 2020 in the Norton LifeLock 400, the final race of the second season of competition at the Chicagoland Speedway. And Kyle McLeese, last won a year and 2 weeks ago at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Bojangles World 600. It was the second of back-to-back wins at the time. He was just coming off of a win the week before at the Rockingham Speedway. He dominated that one. He took the lead away late at Charlotte 1 year ago to get the biggest win of his career to this point. But McLeese and Lightning have slowed up a bit. And Rose and Crown have been able to close in as a result. They've not been trying to battle each other. They've been staying singled out. So it makes you wonder. But we're going to hit 10 laps to go this time through. Lightning, McLeese, Rose, Crown, and Smith, the top 5. Then Monaco, Gordon, Sterling, Cruz, and Sear, the top 10. Monaco, a wider line for... Oh, he's got trouble! Trouble for Eric Monaco, a tire down or something. I don't see any smoke coming out of that car. He makes it down to the inside. And is that going to bring out a caution as there are 3 wide back there coming out of turn 2? Parrish threads the needle between Zidell and Parker. But again, is that going to bring a caution out? He's going to come to a complete stop on the back straightaway. Everybody else gets through, and yes, that brings the caution out. An unprecedented yellow flag now out here at Pocono, and this is going to change everything. And for those that were going to be close, this might save them. And it'll definitely save Trey Wright. He was going to fall a lap down. He's been behind. He's been almost a lap down the entire race. But now he'll get to catch up to the tail of the field. And we'll stay with this for a little bit to see if anybody decides to go ahead and come down into the pits. Because again, It was going to be really close. But they might be able to save their stuff under this caution at the same time. So the caution out for a stalled car on the back straightaway, and it just so happened to be 4th place pointsman Eric Monaco, who's led the points the vast majority of the season, comes in 18 behind this week. And this is definitely going to hurt him, but it's good news for Braden Perez. He's not going to lose any points to Eric Monaco, but he will likely lose points to Elijah Gordon, who's having a tremendous run so far in the 6th position, as Braden Perez currently resides in the 30th position. We'll see if Perez can maybe rebound a bit, and if Gordon slips back, that'd be good for Braden Perez as well. But now coming into the pits, looks like Keegan Thompson. Is that smoke coming out of his car? Oh my goodness! Again for Keegan Thompson, another parts failure. Are you kidding me? Keegan cannot catch a break. That is so unfortunate. Again, coming in the points, 33rd. He had just gained 3 after Gateway 1 week ago, and that's going to be it for Keegan Thompson. Oh my goodness. So the caution is out on lap 25 for a stalled car on the Long Pond straightaway. It was Eric Monaco. We'll get the green flag once again in just a second, but real quick, let's go back and take a look at what happened to Monaco. So here's what happened to Eric Monaco as he heads off into 1, immediately goes up to the outside and just slows up, and looks like it was a suspension problem on Eric Monaco's car. You see him trying to hit the inside. He finds a hole right there. Lozano gets to the outside, and Monaco's able to get down out of harm's way so he doesn't collect more cars, but officials decided to put the caution out for the 25 of Eric Monaco, and that's going to set us up for a late race restart here at Pocono. Welcome back to your live picture here at the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, race number 19 of the 32 race season. Caution coming out for stall on the Long Pond straightaway. Eric Monaco came to a stop, and under the caution, Keegan Thompson fell out of the race. So now 3 drivers actually falling out of the race in total, but 2 under this one caution, and not for any crashes at all. A suspension it was on Eric Monaco, and a clutch on Keegan Thompson will put Monaco 39th and Thompson 38th. They'll join Sebastian Kukulon behind the wall, who finishes 40th with a busted header. But the green flag is back out, 7 laps to go, and you see him fan out like an Oklahoma land rush, heading off into turn number 1. 3 wide already back there for the 5th position. Gordon threads through the middle between the 2 Logan Sport cars. Kyle McLeese, who's been running up front all day, now getting freight trained by his 2 teammates. And up front, in 2nd, there goes Roberto Crown Jr. down to the inside of Caleb Rose. Roberto has never won in the series before. But it's Dale Lightning who had another fantastic restart with a massive gap coming out of 3 and onto the main straightaway once again. You'll get 6 laps to go in the Pennsylvania 400. William Brock there, you see, making a big, brave dive down to the inside. Same for Thomas Truxell and Braden Perez. The points leader is trying to rebound. Perez up to 29th that time through. Truxell, last year's winner, up to the 16th position the last time they crossed the line. Here's Trey Smith going for a big dive on Caleb Rose. All-Star Speed Teams won here at Pocono before with Darian Arnsdorf, who drove a 14-car to victory lane in Season 3 in the 32-lapper here, the Wawa, Pennsylvania 400. But now coming around for 5 laps to go. Dale Lightning ahead of Roberto Crown Jr., Trey Smith, Caleb Rose, and Elijah Gordon. Gordon trying to come out of here with the points lead. He only came in 5 behind Braden Perez. He's ahead of Chase Buck. He's ahead of Braden Perez, he's ahead of Eric Monaco, who's out. Sebastian Kugelon's out. Andrews is deep in the field. So Gordon, he's going to be able to pick up a bunch of points on his championship rivals. Except for Roberto Crown Jr., who runs second right now, came in 7th in the championship standings. Actually, yeah, 7th. 7th all by themselves. I thought it was a tie for 6th or 5th, but no, it's a tie for 7th, and Roberto has the tiebreaker ahead of Alex Lozano with more top 5s. So coming around for 4 laps to go, it's Dale Lightning who continues to lead here at Pocono, and Trey Smith is just blown up from 3rd place. Look out, Caleb Rose, and oh my goodness, All-Star Speed Team is not going to go to victory lane. Trey Smith, the Season 3 champion and Daytona 500 winner, he's now fallen out of the race with a parts failure. This is a tough racetrack on mechanical parts, and will that bring out another caution flag? It doesn't look like he's going to make it around. No, he's not going to make it around at all, it looks like. But Rose now going for a dive on Roberto Crown Jr., and Dale Lightning says, guys, keep it up. And he's coming around for 3 laps to go, just trying to cruise home. Where's Trey Smith? There he is on the inside of the chute. Still traveling at a fairly steady speed, so he might just be able to make it around. So we hopefully will not have a caution come out here in the late going. Roberto Crown Jr., a little higher exit out of 1 that time, trying to close in on that 5. Sear tried to go for a dive on Caleb Rose, and Rose is going to go for a dive on Roberto Crown Jr., going into that 2nd spot. Looking to make it back-to-back for Velocity here at the Pocono Raceway. And indeed, Trey Smith will pull into the pits, and we will not have a caution flag. But the gap for the lead is shrinking. It's shrinking very slowly. Caleb Rose, he might do it. Dale Lightning coming around to lead at 2 laps to go. Caleb Rose is looking, but so is Paul-Antoine Sear. Here's Sear going down to the inside. And that Nike Renault, Sear has never won in the series before. Down the long pond straightaway. Series comes so close so many times. Up to the back bumper of the Aston Martin of Dale Lightning, down the chute, heading for turn number 3. Chase Harris, who comes in last in the championship point standings, is up here as well. Aston Martin, Renault, and Mercedes to battle for the win here at Pocono. 1 lap to go, 2.5 miles left in the Pennsylvania 400. 0.35 the difference between first and second. Here's Chase Harris going for a run to the inside of Paul-Antoine Sear. He gets that 2nd spot, and he'll try to chase down the 5 of Dale Lightning. Lightning's dominated this one today. He's led every single lap of this green flag run since that caution flag. Through turn 2 very smoothly. He's got 1 more corner to go. And then it'll be the last trip down the home stretch. And after 2.5 years without a win, Dale Lightning comes off the final turn to win the Pennsylvania 400 at Pocono. Looks like another car slow at the start-finish line. Andrew Williams. A Dracoan car wins, and a Dracoan car has a mechanical failure right at the end. Williams slips all the way back to 35th, only ahead of Brandon Hayes, the last car to finish this race on the racetrack. And the other Dracoan car, just for the record, Eric Monaco, fell out of the race. So, actually, Williams wasn't the lowest Dracoan car. But a tale of two races for Chick-fil-a, at least as far as the owner standings go. But Chick-fil-a finally, for the first time since Homestead earlier this year, gets a car into victory lane. And for the first time since November of 2020, Dale Lightning, the 2021 Scots National Series champion, is a Trinity River Cup Series winner. How about that? His second career win in the series, and wow, what a performance. A dominating performance by Dale Lightning. He wins with an average race speed of 156.006 miles per hour by just less than a quarter second ahead of Chase Harris. Paul-Antoine Cyr in third, Caleb Rose fourth, Roberto Crown Jr. fifth, then Colin Teague, Ace Garcia, Elijah Gordon, Stephen Colon, and Max Sterling round out the top 10. Scrolling through the rest of the standings here, the top 36 finishing on the racetrack, all finishing on the lead lap. Trey Smith, Keegan Thompson, Eric Monaco, and Sebastian Kukulon not able to finish this one for one reason or another. But a very interesting one for sure, and it definitely ended up being one in the pits. Dale Lightning was not the leader when the pit cycle happened, but he was when everything cycled through. He chased down Kyle McLeese, and McLeese, who he was battling, comes home in the 17th position. And give a call as well to Elijah Gordon. Braden Perez finished 26th, and so Elijah Gordon is going to take over the championship points lead heading into Road America next week. So big congratulations to Elijah Gordon at the same time, climbing back up into the championship lead. He's been hanging around in the top echelon of the championship standings nearly all season, so perhaps it was inevitable, but big props to him. And that's gonna do it here at the Pocono Raceway. One more congratulations to Dale Lightning for snapping the winless streak. We will see y'all next week at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin for race number 20 of the season. Y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.